Good morning. It is Monday, November 6th, 2023. It's just after 10 a.m. on the East Coast. And as soon as I hit the end record button of my weekly video that I did this morning, we got this news release from Hercules Silver. Barrick Gold invests in Hercules Silver, and we're up above 120 a share. We're at 120 a share in Hercules Silver. So a very, very big move. 30%, adding 60 million, 50, 60 million in market cap to Hercules Silver this morning. A few observations about this transaction. First of all, I think the big takeaway is it's Barrick. Barrick doesn't often invest in juniors. It's pretty rare. And especially in this way. $1.10 per share, gross proceeds of over 23 million Canadian. There's an interesting warrant side of this deal. So basically, less than 1/3 of a share warrant at 132 per share. And I believe the reason why Hercules probably insisted on this is that on a diluted basis, it's about a 15% partially diluted post-transaction basis. It's 15% stake in the company. Now, there's also a standstill agreement, 3-year standstill agreement, where Barrick can't go above 19.9%. Okay, or else they'd have to just, I guess, offer to buy the whole company. Okay, they can't go to 25%. They can't go to 30%. They have to go to 19.9% maximum. So that means that either there's room for Barrick to increase its stake in the company in future financings, or they can just buy Hercules shares on the open market if they choose to, up to 19.9% of the company. So Barrick has more room to increase its stake in Hercules. And I think that was very smart on the part of Chris Paul and the Hercules management team and advisors to not make it so that Barrick would just be topping up and keeping its pro rata stake, in the future. They have room to grow their position, their stake in Hercules Silver. Now, I mean, the biggest takeaway, aside from the $23.3 million, which means that Hercules has plenty of money, can expand their future drill programs, add more rigs. They have a lot of capital to work with now. It's just that this is Barrick. And, if you look at the Hercules presentation, there's this slide 10, the Idaho Advantage, Tier 1 mining jurisdiction. Well, Barrick's name is not on this list. Of course, we know about Hecla. We know about some of these juniors. Even Core, I think Core is named after Core Deline, in Idaho. So Core has an Idaho footprint as well, but Hecla's the big player in Idaho, and now Barrick moves into Idaho. Barrick is not on this list, but notice this part of the slide. Let me increase the font size here. Northern portion of the prolific Arizona, Nevada, Idaho mineral belt yet remains the most underexplored of all 3 states. Then go to the Barrick presentation. Well, Barrick obviously is in Nevada, but which state is just to the north? Idaho. So Barrick is expanding its western U.S. footprint to the north into Idaho through Hercules. And the fact that Hercules is saying that they believe they have discovered a new porphyry belt, the Hercules copper porphyry belt, I guess Barrick just couldn't resist. I mean, 23 million Canadian is not a lot of money for a company the size of Barrick, but still, Barrick is pretty tight with its purse strings. The CEO is a pretty shrewd operator, and he has spurned juniors before. Remember the Great Bear transaction at the end of 2021? Well, Kinross got Great Bear because Barrick just simply wasn't willing to pay past a certain amount for the company. So the fact that Barrick is willing to essentially take a 15% stake in a junior at a the market cap somewhere between 200 million and 250 million Canadian, all depending upon how many shares you want to count. But obviously today at 120 a share, 119 a share, we're well over 200 million. We're closer to 250 million. Then if you go fully diluted, it's even more than that, right? So Barrick really putting a stamp of approval on Hercules and supporting the valuation. I mean, I think that probably $1 to $1.10 is now uh, the floor, the floor for the time being. Now, obviously, that could change if the drill results are just not up to snuff. Then, yeah, it could go lower than $1 for sure. But for the time being, I think the floor is now being put in place by Barrick, and the upside is whatever the drill results are. I mean, obviously, if they're just world class, drill results that are showing a really impressive high grade copper gold porphyry, then this thing could be worth still multiples of the current market cap. But for the time being, this probably also means that Hercules share price volatility is going to drop, that Barrick has kind of set the valuation for the time being. And until we either get incredible results or really bad results, we're going to be in this sort of trading range, probably between something like 110 and 130, if I had to guess. But obviously, this is huge news. This is a big coup for Hercules to bring in a senior producer, one of the biggest mining companies in the entire world, to take a big position in Hercules Silver. And the quote from CEO Chris Paul: "We're very pleased with Barrick's strategic investment into the company and the support and validation it brings to the Hercules property. We also look forward to leveraging Barrick's U.S. experience and technical expertise in the continued drilling and advancement of our exciting new porphyry copper discovery." Great quote, and really sums it up. I mean, now Hercules has Barrick on its side, and the fact that Barrick made this investment demonstrates that they could not resist the potential and the upside of this new discovery. So that's my takeaway here this morning, Monday, November 6th. If you like this video, if you enjoyed it, please hit the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Goldfinger Capital. Have a powerful trading day.